Just wish you make a dish.
Hey everyone, this is Ellis Dish from Dish Motors. We're back better than ever with our new sales and service center on Route 32 in North Franklin. Everyone says there's nothing better than dealing with the dishes, and here's why. Selection. We have the area's largest inventory of off-lease, one-owner vehicles of all makes and models. You name it, we got it, or I'll get it for you at no additional charge. Quality. Each vehicle goes through a rigorous 120-point safety and quality check. Nothing leaves the lot without my personal approval. Convenience. We have financing sources for almost any situation. We offer on-site registration processing, and we have maintenance programs for years of stress-free ownership. And now open for all your maintenance needs. Our full-service repair facility, where oil changes start at just $19.99. Call today for your appointment or just stop by. So save thousands and deal with the dishes. Route 32, North Franklin. Or check us out online at dishfranklin.com. Or ring us, 860-383-4750.
Just wish you make a dish.
Did you know that Allstate Insurance, the Trahan agency, has 2 offices now, Plainfield and East Lyme? And that's good news for you, since Kevin Trahan has been in the insurance business for well over a quarter of a century. Plus, he's easy to find. Just search in any browser, Kevin Trahan, Allstate Insurance. And when you get to his Facebook page, you'll find tons of helpful information on questions you may not even have thought to ask. Allstate Insurance, Trahan Agency, Plainfield, and East Lyme. Proud sponsor of Griswold Youth Football.
I can probably hit the green from here.
Probably.
Can I get a mulligan?
Ready to go?
Hey, are you sure you're okay to drive?
Yeah, I'm pretty sober. Yeah, I'm probably okay.
Probably okay isn't okay, especially when it comes to drinking and driving. If you're drinking, call a cab, a car, or a friend. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. A message brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Your community radio.
We love the 80s. Mike Minarski and Paul Lash in the morning. And 80s all day and night. SNSN. Your community radio.
Live from Main Street.
Mike Minarski and Paul Lash in the morning and 80s all day and night.
SNSN.
Like they always say things that aren't stupid usually. And when they are stupid, it's funny.
All right, we're running a little bit late today, are we not, Paul?
We are.
Just a little bit, little 1, 2, 3 late. Yeah. So, what's that, Jim?
A little technical difficulty. Yeah, the producer was late. The producer didn't show up.
I'll tell you, these union guys suck.
I know.
You know? They show up, they don't do their job.
The producers, I don't know what's going on with them.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Let's see if you can produce the weather.
I can.
All right.
Guess what? Temperature outside right now is 63 degrees. So it's a little bit different than 90 as it was yesterday, huh? So
a little bit.
Cooler.
Yeah, but it still is only 8:47 in the morning.
Yeah,
too,
but well, it's going to be sun and clouds today. Kind of mixed though. Highs will be somewhere around 77 degrees. So as you can tell, it's kind of windy outside, 10 to 15 miles per hour. And but tonight, cloudy skies. Lows will be somewhere around 55. Nice sleeping weather. And of course, for your Tuesday, it's going to be cloudy in the morning, then probably cloudy in the afternoon. Highs will be somewhere around 69 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
Again, the wind, we still got the wind with us. We can't get rid of that wind. 5 to 10 miles per hour. And of course, for Tuesday night, a few clouds time to time, lows around 46. And that's your weather on this Monday from SNSN 0523-2022.
All right, very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. We had a bunch of people in here all of a sudden, but since we weren't pole dancing and doing something incredibly entertaining at the moment, a lot of people said, "Nah, I'm out of here."
Yeah.
Paul's not wearing a thong today. There's nothing to see here, folks. We're out.
That would be quite the sight. That would be a sight.
I don't know why people click on something just to click off. You know, if you're there for 2 seconds, you have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
You know, and somebody said to me one time, which made a lot of sense, that if you don't get somebody in the first 3 seconds, they're gone, which is true. Yeah. And I don't understand why. People don't give it a chance to say, oh, you know what?
Yeah,
I'm gonna pay attention to this for a minute.
Yeah, I like to listen to probably about a minute worth to see if it's anything of interest to me. But you know, how are you going to get any glimpse?
Nothing.
In 3 seconds. You know? Yeah.
That's what happens. Yeah. So we're here. They're gone.
Gone.
So good morning, Laura. Good morning, Victoria, Queen of the Corgis. We have the windows open in here today. You can hear. Sounds like an interstate out there as normal, which is Main Street, Jewett City.
It certainly is at times like an interstate.
Huh?
It is like an interstate at
It
times.
is.
People go flying through here like
Actually, the borough should just station a police officer right at this intersection because they could probably cover a major portion of their budget by people exceeding the speed limit going through here.
I've said that too about Ashland Street. I said you could finance the borough by just putting someone right on the corner of Carly Avenue.
Yeah. Well, not the last time I was in, Mike, but the time before that, when we got through, I was walking out to my car. I don't know how fast somebody went by me. They took my hat off. Okay.
Oh yeah, I remember.
And I couldn't even find the damn hat. I don't know where it went.
It probably got hooked on his mirror.
And I understand there that a lot of police officers they're not stopping people for, just
routine
things that they would have maybe 5 years ago, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
However, there was one time that I think I told you about this. I was right here, the stoplight at Tracy Avenue. And I'm very, very cautious to make sure I'm behind that white line, which is probably about 20 feet, 30 feet back.
It's quite a ways back.
Yeah. Well, the way
it's a tough swing.
It is. The walk light was on. People were crossing. There was a police officer directly across from me on Ashland Street, also at the light. And then there was a car right in front of the Jewett City Savings Bank at the light. The walk light is on, and he turns left on a red light and a walk light. He turned left. I'm like, and I just I put my hands up, like, what? Nothing.
Yeah. We ought to.
It's like, all right,
we ought to go out and in the morning we should be outside and record. Do outside and let's hold a hairdryer, like a gun hairdryer, and let's just sit there and hold the hairdryer up and let's see the reaction.
You don't even need to do that. You know what I did down on Ashland Street one day? We were myself, Melissa, and Lisa Coe. We were sitting on the front steps. Now, most people know where I live because they see my damn truck there. So it's no secret.
Yep.
I stood there. We were watching to see how many cars were going to actually stop.
Oh, at that stop sign down there. Yeah.
It was 20 out of 20 that did not.
I believe it.
Yeah, they don't. They just zoom. And some of them are egregious about it. They just fly. They don't even care. No. So then I went over on the sidewalk and I held my phone up like I was recording. Everybody stopped at that point. Every single car. What's Mike doing? What's he doing?
That's what happens.
Folks, I don't have any kind of in with any kind of police agency. So being afraid of me recording of something, my God, I'm going to get a ticket. No.
Well, in reality, does a stop sign there on Ashland Street make a lot of sense? I mean, it's a T intersection. The people coming out of Carly should just automatically stop.
The people coming out of Carly do stop.
Yeah.
Those aren't the ones.
They're afraid of getting broadsided.
Well,
the people flying down Ashland, I think the reason why they have the stop sign there is because people do get up a good head of steam.
That was the reason why they put it in.
Yeah.
Because there never used to be a stop sign there. Yeah, that stop sign just was in like over the last 5 years, maybe.
Oh, longer than that.
Yeah. But there was never a stop sign there.
When I was a kid growing up, there was no stop sign there.
It was because of the speed.
Right.
Yeah. That was the reason for it.
Yeah. And it's crazy.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of kids on that road.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yep.
And they do. They just fly mainly. I mean, and it doesn't matter the direction.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And
they also go through the one at Pleasant View and Taylor. They go fly through that one too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they're afraid they don't want to stop. They just go right around the corner.
Another intersection that I have seen that's really, really risky is top of Hill Street.
Oh.
The corner of Hill and Wilson.
Oh, where the ball field is?
Yeah. I see people flying through that with kids all over the place.
Yeah. Nobody cares.
Hmm?
Nobody cares.
Yeah. And they
care until they whack a kid.
Yeah.
and then there's a problem.
I mean, it's like even on the highway. I mean, Jesus, on 395, the traffic is moving 75, close to 80.
Yeah.
And then you get people weaving in and out. And I followed somebody for, I was doing about 70, which is what the majority of the traffic was doing. Somebody goes peeing by me. And 5 miles up the road, you know where he is? He's 2 cars in front of me.
Yeah.
That happens all the time.
That happens all the time.
You're putting somebody's life at risk.
Yeah.
And what are you gaining?
Yeah.
10 seconds?
Yeah.
Or you're right behind him at a stoplight.
Yeah, you're right.
You want to sit there and go, "What's up? What's up?
Yeah.
How'd that work? I'm right here."
No, you're right.
Yeah. God. It's like what is it? The turtle in the hair?
Yeah. Oh, well.
All right. Court. Good morning, Court. Good morning, sir. He says, good morning on this cool Monday, start of the week. COVID, inflation, Ukraine, baby formula, 3 shots for children under 5, monkey pox. What's next?
Yeah. Yeah. We don't have any formula.
Good morning, Court.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of formula, Jim, what's happening with formula?
Well, I got some notes here on it, Paul, so I got to look at my notes. But basically,
there is none.
Yeah, there is none. Basically, there's very little, and some of the stuff you hear in the news, especially from this what is she, the Jen Psaki, or however you pronounce her name?
No, she's gone.
Well, she wasn't a few days ago, I guess, but
she left us.
Anyways, just a few bullet points. The FDA did an inspection back in 2019 in this Abbott plant, the one they're talking about. Okay, yeah. Lax cleaning processes and failure to adequately trace its products. Then they had a whistleblower report submitted in October of 2021. Okay. So there's a year and a half or more, 2 years, nothing essentially having been done to solve the problem. Okay. In mid-February of 2022, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration shuts down the plant. Well, there's only 3 plants there's 3 plants that produce the majority of the baby formula in this nation.
Yeah.
Okay. So they shut down one, and this particular one does about 40% of it. And in May 16th, I think the president made some announcement that in a couple of weeks they'll start producing formula, and in 8 weeks we should be back to normal.
Yeah, well, he wrote an executive order to force companies to make baby formula, right? Like Trump did with the masks back, a couple of years ago. But my understanding is that the baby formula they just got in came from overseas someplace. Do we know where it came from? I didn't hear the news. Do we know where the baby formula came from that they just shipped?
I think it was just said from Europe. I mean, maybe a number of different places.
I don't know if having a kid like that, if I would like the idea of baby formula coming from overseas.
Well, here's the thing, Paul. They made a huge announcement about this 1 million bottles of 6-ounce bottles. The equivalent, what they were bringing in was equivalent to 1 million 6-ounce bottles, I believe. Okay. Well, I did a quick look at the number of babies that are born in the U.S. annually. It's almost 4 million babies. Okay. So you divide that by 12 months, and you're going to get approximately 333,000 babies a month. They're talking about bringing in 1 million bottles. So what does that do? That gives you 3 bottles for 1 baby for 1 day.
Wow.
Okay. They're making off like this is a huge, big deal, and it amounts to nothing when you look at the amount of formula that you need.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I would, not being a parent for a long, long time and have to worry about baby formula. I don't know if I would trust coming from another company. I don't know. I would just.
Well, I mean, with me, like, of course, my daughter is, going to have a baby in August.
Yeah.
And she's very private.
Yeah.
So I don't even want to ask her.
Yeah.
I don't even want to ask her. But if I don't know if she's going to use formula or she's going to breastfeed. I don't know. I don't even want to ask.
Yeah.
But if I knew, I would start amassing it now.
Yeah.
I'd be going to the store buying whatever I could find now.
Yeah.
You know, and so I don't know.
Yeah, but you don't even know what. I know there was.
But you don't even know which one because there's soy based, there's milk based.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know.
Who knows? Yeah, I'm not smart enough to know.
Well, and not
me
only,
either.
Not only that, is the breast milk, from everything I've read, is far superior to raising your baby than all of these formulas, which some of them have stuff in it that a lot of people think is not particularly good to be feeding infants. I'm trying to think back to when I was a youngster and my younger brothers. I think we were bottle fed, but I don't know that for a certainty.
Yeah.
But what would be an interesting study to have data on is the all of these attention disorders and all of the other stuff that weren't really prevalent when we were kids. I mean, is any of this got anything to do with the fact that we're not breastfeeding our babies and we're feeding them with a lot of chemicals? That's basically what we're feeding them with.
Yeah, I don't know how to answer that question at all.
It's just I'm just posing a hypothetical question.
That's a question that we need to ask women.
Yeah.
You know, and how they feel about it, because honestly, I don't think there's really one man that can sit here and say, you know, what's best, you know, or how do they feel about how does a woman feel about it? I think you have to ask a woman
and
how they feel about it.
I think hopefully we'll get some response, because you have a lot of female listeners that usually are showing up on your.
Well, here's one right here. Laura, who is always very participatory in our chats, which I appreciate, says the women who sell their breast milk are going to be in high demand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, here's something. This is really just being naive, and I don't know the answer. Can women sell breast milk for babies that are not theirs, and is it effective?
Why would it not be?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if that breast milk is perfectly matched for their child. Does it have, you know what I mean? You know, Mary's baby 2 states over will.
I'm not sure if that has anything to do with it.
That's an interesting question. It's a really interesting.
I don't know.
question.
I don't know.
I mean, I hate to compare it to animals, but
I mean, look at
a lot of times if a mother rejects a baby calf or a baby whatever, another mother takes over and the calf survives without any issues. So I would think that I'm not sure chemically or anything that would make much difference.
Okay.
You know.
Well, no. I mean, you know, and I'm glad I asked the question, because, you know, Laura comes up and says, yes, women do it all the time. And Victoria says, yes. That's a question that I can't answer that.
I thought I saw something on the news the other day where a lot of women are volunteering breast milk for those folks that are having a hard time getting baby formula. I thought I saw that in the news. Yeah.
Yeah. And you can carry that even deeper. I mean, this woman is eating certain products, and her infant is being fed from her body, and now can she breastfeed some other child that's had a totally different diet the mother was eating while it was in the womb?
Yeah, I don't think that was.
But I mean, it sounds like Laura and was it Victoria that
yes.
both are saying that that's not a problem. And
they could do it.
I'm going to certainly defer to their opinions.
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't. This is one of these where 3 guys are going to have a hard time discerning. You know, what's the right thing, what's the wrong thing. There are certain things that, you know, that only mom knows best.
Correct.
Mama knows, you know, and this is one of them.
Right.
And you know, even though I'm a male chauvinist pig sometimes, that there are definitely questions that you have to defer, because you do not know. I think maybe 20 years ago I would have said, I know it all. But now I think I've grown up enough to know I don't know shit. So
we realize our kids know it all. We just don't.
Oh, God, yeah. Oh boy, they do.
But you know, baby formula is not the only thing that's going to be a shortage of. I heard that some supermarkets now are hanging black tarps over the shelves that are empty because the food shelves are starting to show up empty. That some supermarkets now are.
Well, that leads us into the bigger issue of food overall.
Yeah, they keep saying that there's going to be a big food shortage.
Well, Paul, I don't remember which particular grains it is. I believe it's wheat and possibly soy from Ukraine.
Wheat was one.
40% of the world's wheat, if it's wheat, comes out of Ukraine.
Yeah.
That how much is that going to grow? Fertilizer. Ask Court. Fertilizers. People are cutting down on the amount of fertilizer. The farmers are putting down on the amount of fertilizer they're putting down because it's gotten so expensive.
Yeah.
So there's a whole mess of things, in my opinion, and you know what that's worth. Maybe a penny someplace.
It's
that we're gonna have very expensive food and going to be in short supply.
It's ridiculous that in this time and age that a country such as this one would be food shortage. United States of America. It is unbelievable of what's happened to this country. You'd never thought that you would see that in our lifetime. That you couldn't go to the supermarket and buy food. Seriously.
Or you can't even go out to eat.
Yeah.
Even that has blown up to the point. You can't, I mean, can you blame the restaurants? No, because they're paying higher prices for food. Even convalescent homes, their bills are skyrocketing, and it's like, well, our budget's out of whack. Well, so is the food price. Now they're getting charged with fuel cost, for delivery. Yeah, the milk people, I know they're delivering. It was like, I think when Melissa told me it was like $6, but if you're doing 100 deliveries that day, well, that's $600.
Yeah.
But then again, is that enough to even cover the fuel in an 18-wheeler?
Yeah, that's the other thing is just the transportation costs. I mean, where do you think all of our fresh vegetables are coming from? Unless you're going
Jim's yard.
Unless you're going to a farm stand nearby, they're coming from South America or California. And so if the cost of trucking just for the fuel has more than doubled.
Yeah.
Since
Victoria says she agrees with you, as far as, we can't believe that. In the United States of America, the greatest country of all, we got a food shortage. We got a baby formula shortage.
Ridiculous.
But we don't have a shortage of COVID and monkey pox.
That's correct. Because now he's talking about monkey pox. Now,
I know I put monkey fox.
It's park.
It's a new hybrid animal.
Yeah.
The monkey fox.
It's
what does the monkey say?
Yeah. It's another way to scare people into being afraid of catching this so-called new disease, so-called. And again, they're saying that the elderly at risk, we're going through the whole thing again like we did with the COVID thing, and there is a vaccine for it. So now you're going to get a vaccine for monkeypox? I mean, come on, give me a break. Another thing the politicians are pushing.
If you listen to the mainstream doctors that are out there fighting the disease, really fighting it every day, they warned us of this. They said, that they're going to just keep coming up with modified parts of the diseases and creating vaccines for them. Yeah. I mean, you look at the tens of billions of dollars right to the bottom line in the pharmaceutical industry. Okay, it's unbelievable. Yeah. And that's part of the problem is our politicians no longer are out there serving us, the people.
That's true.
They're out there building big bankrolls for themselves.
Yeah. Court says makes economic sense to leave fields fallow if you lose more money by planting them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Boy, is that sad to hear that comment.
It's reality.
I know. From a farmer.
Yeah. Well, they're living it.
Madeline Garner. Hey, Madeline. She goes, but nobody's talking about what happened yesterday with the World Health Organization.
Oh, I guess I missed it.
Me too. So, Madeline, why don't you fill us in?
Yeah.
Matter of fact, Madeline, do you have a webcam? You can just come on the show and tell us.
Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't hear that.
I didn't either.
No. Well, I mean,
is it either or is it either?
Yeah. Hey, ask me a math question. I might do all right. Ask me an English question. I'm on the bottom of the barrel.
Oh, of course, Madeline has no camera.
That's okay.
Come on, Madeline. You got a camera on your phone. Don't tell me your iPhone doesn't have a camera. You lie like a rug. Jeez. Victoria says, I remember listening to my grandparents when they talked about the Depression. Never imagined we would be facing the same issues.
Well, keep the
100 years later.
Depression was what, 1909 or 19?
No, 1929, I think was. It started earlier than that, but I think the absolute peak.
Well, we're in 1923, I should say two. So.
Yeah, but
and it's getting worse. They said that we're not out of this. You know, the stocks are dropping like,
rocks.
They're dropping big time, and they still haven't hit bottom yet.
Yeah.
Same thing with cryptocurrency. That's dropping. Everything is dropping. Of course, blame it on Russia. Of course.
Well, look at you talk about things that are dropping. Look at the value of your U.S. dollar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's print some more.
That's
the whole problem. I mean, that whole COVID thing that they put out, they were all giving all that money away was the start of this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bob says another scare tactic.
Yes, it is. It's another scare tactic to keep people locked up.
Well, if they can keep you and me fighting, Mike, then they can do what they want because we're not paying attention to them.
Yeah. They're diverting our attention.
Yeah.
Bob goes on to say president wants to make this a sovereign country for the World Health Organization.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I think that may be what Madeline was alluding to.
Probably so.
Yeah. I mean, the World Health Organization is just all part of the Bill Gates, the pharmaceuticals, and the one world government, basically. That is their goal.
Isn't that more and more out there now? Don't people realize that more and more and more now?
I think they do now. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're starting to catch on.
I think a lot of people.
2 years ago, it was a big conspiracy theory. Now it's like, oh,
a lot of people are waking up.
Some are.
Yeah, they're starting to wake up to this whole crock of baloney that's going on. And until we get more people on board with this thing, maybe we can stop it. But
I mean, you look at various presidents in the last 25 years. Okay, they came in with nothing, and they're buying tens of millions of dollars worth of mansions off of the coast here in various places.
Yeah. Well, they're all upon. Well, the one good thing is Pelosi can't receive communion anymore. Did you hear that?
Why? Why?
Because
not that I care,
but
they
refused to give her communion because the Archbishop, I guess in California where she's from, because she's so on this abortion thing.
Oh, all right.
They are denying her communion. Catholic Church.
She's going straight to hell.
Yeah, denying her. Yeah,
hey, long before she got denied communion, she was going straight to hell.
She was going to hell.
I'm not supposed to speak. I'm not supposed to speak like that.
She's going to stand up and go, "I am the God of hellfire." Yeah. Someday. Isn't this kind of like biblical proportions? Yeah. I mean,
you explain that a little bit.
Okay,
more?
So
I'm not disagreeing
as a teenager.
Yeah.
When you're starting to kind of pay attention a little bit to maybe what's happening or what people are talking about as far as biblical proportions or biblical events to come or whatever, right?
Yeah.
They're all, I'm not going to stand here and say that I am a religious person. Not going to claim that. Do I go to church? I have started going to church again. Yes.
Good for you.
And I enjoy it. I enjoy the people. And I was going before, but now I'm going for the right reasons for me. That's it. So a lot of the thing, and this has nothing to do with me going to church, but a lot of the things that are happening now are things that I heard about a long time ago, as far as prophecy is concerned. And people say, well, there's no God. Okay. So in 1984, how do you hear about stuff like this that is happening now? And it's rolling out like a book.
Well, speaking of a book, okay, I read a book as a youngster, and I don't know what age that was, 20, 25, somewhere in that range probably, called The Late Great Planet Earth by Hal Lindsey.
Almost like you said Hal Linden.
Hal Lindsey.
Barney Miller. Yeah.
And a lot of things that he talked about in that book had already come true according to Bible prophecy back then. And then probably a few years later, I read another book by him. I can't recall the title of it, but it was amazing in that 5-year interval. I'm guessing it was a 5-year interval. How many things that he had talked about that hadn't already happened had happened by the time of 5 years later when I read the sequel to it. And look, I mean, one of the major ones, if you're believing in that, is the relocation of the Jewish.
Yep.
Okay, that happened under Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there's many of us that believe that we are in the end days now.
Yep.
Not that anyone knows when the end days are, but I've said for quite a while, if I live to be a ripe old age, I expect to be here when the Lord returns.
If you see 4 horses in the sky, run!
Oh, God.
Mm-hmm. All right, here's Madeline No Camera Garner. She typed out a long thing. Wouldn't it have been easier if you just turned on your iPhone camera and told us? They're drawing up a World Treaty Health Plan for all with the direction of the American politicians in charge and China. They aim to gain power over all countries in the world through health care by creating a world military police that our politicians in control are agreeing to. Allowing the World Health Organization power to send their military police into America to force Americans to take vaccines or any drug they deem fit. Look it up, she says. They are having the final meeting this month.
And she's absolutely right. And we don't have a government in this country that will refuse to do that. In fact, they're promoting it.
Yeah. And she says nobody is paying attention to it.
And she's right.
Yeah, because nobody's paying attention because everybody right now is so sick about watching the news that they don't watch it anymore. So this stuff is slipping by because nobody's watching the news. Whether they did that intentionally so people would get away from watching news, I don't know.
Not sure.
So interesting.
It is pretty crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Of all the things that are folding out now that were predicted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hundreds, thousands of years ago.
Yeah.
You can't say that there is no credence to that.
Yeah. Well,
can you?
Can you compare the United States to Rome?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I've drawn that comparison for years.
Rome was a great, I don't know what you're going to call it, the country or wherever it was.
It was the world power
for years,
4 centuries.
And then look what's
and I've said the United States won't begin to last as long as Rome did, and we're just about there.
Yeah.
Sandra, good morning. Sandra says, Court Kinney, speaking to Court, it's nonstop. It keeps going and going. Angry face emoji.
Yeah. I don't know how we're going to turn it around.
How many people are distracted by the Johnny Depp divorce crap?
Yeah. Don't listen to it.
I am absolutely totally disengaged in that. And it's like, why? Why would people even watch that? I don't even get it. I'm not going to sit here and poo-poo people that do.
Yeah.
But I don't get it. I don't get it.
Well, I think it gave people something else to watch other than watching the news.
Pick up a book. Read a damn book.
Well,
you got to be careful on what books you read, though, because, you don't know which way. People are going to have. They're going to believe what they want to believe, and they have. Each individual has their own school of thought on which way, and then that their beliefs seem to trend. And then what happens is, and I believe this, and
that was a trail. Little car trail.
And I think this happens with me and probably you, Jim, and Paul. Paul doesn't read.
Absolutely.
But I mean, you read like newspapers, right? You don't read books, do you? No. Okay. I think you people tend to read things that follow along with what they agree in. So you may be going one way, Madeline Garner may be going this way, or whatever. So you just don't know.
Yeah,
which way.
And that certainly is true.
Daryl, hey Daryl, from the Healthy Computer, School Street, Jewett City. Call Daryl today or instant message him if your computer has monkeypox.
That's right. Okay.
He goes, not to be a doomsayer, but what are the 4 horsemen represent? What do they represent? Death, destruction, pestilence, and famine.
Well, the last one is getting close.
Well, pestilence. Yeah. All of illness.
Monkeypox.
You don't want monkeypox. It's ugly. You start growing pimples and eating bananas.
Yeah, just if you're going to sleep in somebody else's bed, just make sure you wear a rubber suit.
It's the new SNSN hermetically sealed bodysuit. Get yours today at snsn.com.
We'll even put your name on it.
That's right. First come, first serve.
Free of charge.
Don't be caught with the monkeypox down. Are you down with the sickness? That's a song.
Man.
Let's see.
Going back just a little bit, I was going to make a comment, and that is everybody is entitled to their own opinion, but they're not entitled to their own facts.
That's true.
Okay. And I've had some serious discussions with a couple of people, one of which I haven't communicated with in over a year, because he made a comment that I follow the science. This is when we were discussing COVID. And I said, yes, that's fine, but science continually changes. I follow the science. Oh, okay. So the science was the earth was flat. So you still believe the earth is flat then? Never heard another word from him. Science changes.
Yeah, it does.
We learn new things every day. What was true a while ago is not necessarily true today.
I'm just laughing. Oh my God. This woman is amazing. She's fun and very kind. Sarah, good morning. And she says, good morning. I'm wondering how many people are going to get poison ivy this week and freak out thinking it's monkeypox.
Paul started a new epidemic.
Oh, Jesus.
You had to bring that up, didn't you? Look, I'm very susceptible to it. I'm already starting to itch.
Oh yeah. think about poison ivy though. It's little bubbles on your skin.
Yeah.
Well, monkeypox.
Is it monkeypox? Is it 3rd-degree burns? I don't know.
It's big bubbles all over you.
Yeah, I know, Paul. I know what you're getting at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I empathize with anybody that gets serious poison ivy.
Yeah. Oh,
my brother and I, when we were young, we couldn't make a fist more than like closing our hands like that. There was so much swelling in it.
I couldn't. I had my eyes would swell up so much they'd swell shut.
Yeah, I didn't have it that bad there.
Yeah.
Well, it comes in stages. You get it for a while, and then it goes away, and you touch it and roll on it, and all of a sudden it's back again.
Yeah. Then they go, give him some Benadryl.
Because I'm picking some stuff out of the garden. It's funny. So she mentioned the poison ivy.
Oh yeah.
There was a few things that looked a little bit like poison ivy that I was grabbing.
How about some calamine lotion?
Yeah,
throw that on there.
That was the big thing.
Well, you know what I do, Paul, Mike? If I think I've gotten near poison ivy, I immediately go in and I wash down with rubbing alcohol.
Yeah.
And that seems to have solved the problems for me.
Well, I found out years ago that instead of giving all the creams and stuff like that, they found out that they were giving like cortisone.
Oh yeah.
To people because that the poison was actually inside your bloodstream.
Yeah.
And that would.
But they were pretty careful about how much and who they gave it to. Because cortisone is not a good drug.
No, but I guess you know where I got poison ivy, and you know who gave me cortisone?
Where you got it.
Where?
Because I got it there too.
Where? The World Health Organization?
No.
I got it from Dr. Goslin.
Oh, you caught it from him?
No. He's the one that taught me about the whole where the poison ivy actually the poison is, and it causes the irritation to the skin.
Yeah.
It's actually in your bloodstream.
So you absorb the oil through the skin, it gets into the bloodstream, and now it circulates through your body.
Right, and it comes back up.
And then you pee it out.
I guess, but I took he gave me the cortisone and gone.
Well,
you take 1 pill one day, 2 pills, 3. You got to work up and then you work down again.
Oh, gotcha.
Then I grew hair on my tongue. I was
going to say, that's what happened to Mike. He had too much cortisone as a kid.
Oh, boy, where have we gone again? Talking about, we're going down that...
I don't know.
That rabbit hole.
We went from monkeypox to poison ivy.
Yeah, and they're nothing the same.
Well, what was that? That was Laura's fault, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Wow.
Daryl says that when he got poison ivy, his father used to rinse it with gas. That was just before he set you on fire.
Gas.
I usually don't go to my dad for health advice anymore.
At least medical advice, huh?
That's a fire. Yeah. Court says diluted bleach on poison ivy rash gets rid of it. Worked many times for me, he says.
Oh, never heard of that one either. Mm-mm. I guess there's all kinds of remedies that.
How diluted, though? I guess.
Well,
I would think you really want to dilute it.
Well, I think if you get to it quickly, at least that's what my feeling is about the rubbing alcohol. You've washed the oil off. I mean, it's the oil from the plant that gets on your skin.
Well, not much different than going swimming in a pool.
I guess, yeah.
Chlorine in a pool, yeah.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in a minute to continue our conversation about monkeypox and formula that is not there, and monkeypox too. Yeah.
Hi, this is Lisa Griffin of Eastern Connecticut Savings Bank. Well, some banks offer checking account rewards, and some banks rebate ATM withdrawal fees. At Eastern, we say, why choose? Check out our Kasasa checking accounts and find out how you can get both. For more information, visit bankeasternct.com, call us at 860-889-7381, or stop by any of our branch locations today. Eastern Connecticut Savings Bank with offices in Norwich, Jewett City, and Plainfield. Member FDIC. Do you, Kasasa?
You buy better. Better it burns. Much better. So much better it burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better it burns. You buy better it burns. You buy better.
Are you looking to simplify the complicated things in life? Insurance can seem daunting, like a task for the must-do list, not the want-to-do list. Let the Burns Agency take the headache out of protecting your assets. We're a full-service agency offering home, auto, life, and business insurance. Call, email, chat us online, or do it the good old-fashioned way and stop in. We have 2 locations, Norwich and Dayville, with licensed staff ready to serve your insurance needs. The Burns Agency, proudly serving Eastern Connecticut since 1932.
Better. Better it burns. Much better. So much better it burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better it burns. You buy better it burns. You buy better.
Distractions inside our vehicles abound. For many of us, your car, your truck, SUV is truly an office on wheels. For young drivers, the car continues to serve as a social hub, as it has for decades. But now vehicles are not just a mobile party, they also become a spot to place calls, texts, and also with deadly consequences. Every day, distracted driving kills more than 15 people and injures more than 1,200. So, help save lives and don't be distracted when you drive. We have a chance to save a life today. So put your damn phone away. The following is brought to you by Visual Health and Safety.
Your community radio.
Live from Main Street.
Mike Minarski and Paul Lash in the morning and 80s all day and night.
SNSN.
Like they always say things that aren't stupid usually. And when they are stupid, it's funny.
All right. Let's check the forecast one more time.
Okay.
With Paul Lash.
Good morning, everybody, and watch out for monkeypox. Right now, the temperature downtown QT is 68 degrees. Sun and clouds today. Highs will be somewhere around 77 degrees. A little windy, 10 to 15 miles per hour. But tonight, cloudy. Lows will be somewhere around 56 degrees. Happy Tuesday. Cloudy. Partial sunshine expected. Highs will be somewhere around 70 degrees. And again, the wind will continue to blow between 5 to 10 miles per hour. We're never going to get away from this wind. So what? You know?
That weather report you just read sounded very similar to the one you read half an hour ago. I mean, I thought the weather was changing every minute.
Way to go, Paul.
Not quite that fast. Then for Tuesday night, a few clouds.
Like a turtle having sex.
From time to time. Lows will be somewhere around 46, so be cool night on Tuesday. And that's your weather from SNSN on this Monday, 05/23/2022.
Thank you very much, Paul Ash,
Yeah.
the host of his new feature right here on SNSN called Bipolar, where he will present one side of the argument and then the other side, and then he will fight with himself.
Yeah. Monkeypox. There ain't no such thing as monkeypox.
He's dwelling on monkeypox. I mean, is he a carrier?
I don't know.
I don't know. Any pimples sticking out of my face? I'm not eating any bananas.
I love bananas.
My knuckles aren't dragging on the ground.
Well, was it you that said that years ago people used to go bananas, and that was that just go off the wall, and that was because they ate too many bananas?
Yeah.
That come from you?
Could be.
I think it did.
Yeah, probably so. You know, monkeypox has been around for years. It's nothing new. I think in the late 70s, monkeypox was first discovered. So, yeah. But anyway, let's get away from monkeypox.
Wow, it's so much fun.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to get it.
No.
It's pretty horrible, to be honest with you. Yeah. Have those big pimples all over your face, on your body. Yeah. So.
Well, that's all right. Just wear a mask.
No.
Hey, baby. Nice mask.
No, I don't think a mask will do you much good. You got to have a rubber suit because it's actually, you get it through body fluids.
I heard it was through, somebody put it in, it was through sex transmission.
No, that's AIDS.
No, somebody said.
Is it?
It was, yeah.
It's possible because
I don't know that to be a fact, but I'm just
they
saying.
said body fluids, so it's possible.
I don't even remember who said it. So
yeah,
But why couldn't that be true? I mean,
that could be true.
You know,
could be
it's circulating in your blood system,
Yep.
and
But body fluids, so body fluids is body fluids. So there you go.
You say Biden fluids?
Body.
Oh,
no, but not blood.
Biden fluids.
But I thought he said Biden fluids.
No Biden. I wouldn't want any Biden fluids.
Come on, man, let's do the thing. You know, the thing. Where is he?
He was in North Korea. No, he was in South Korea. Excuse me.
Oh no, he wasn't in North
He was
Korea.
in South Korea.
Oh, Joe Biden comes in.
But he might have thought he
He's
was
not
in North,
there.
He might have thought he was in North Korea.
He could have, yeah, he could have
Well,
thought.
You know, go ahead.
let's poll our audience. Okay, do they feel they were better off under the Trump administration for 4 years, or under the Biden administration for a little over a year? Let's see what our audience has to say.
Do you know how many arguments that turned into between friends, family, colleagues over the last 6 years, 7 years? What's, Trump? Oh, no, Biden he's going to do this. He's going to do that. I heard, everybody, I mean, and if you were a Biden supporter, you were very much a Biden supporter. There was no ifs, ands, or buts. He's your man. Same thing with Trump. If you were a Trump supporter, there was no ifs, ands, or buts. If you supported him, then he's your man.
Well, we had Biden in Congress for about 47 years. What did he accomplish in 47 years?
Victoria says Trump.
Yeah. I think a lot of people now may, if you compare the where we are now in this country compared to where we were back a couple of years ago, I think a lot of people would prefer being where we were a couple of years ago.
So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Okay. We can sit here and we can blame Trump. We can blame Biden. Is it really their fault? Or is Biden just a puppet?
Well, I mean, I believe at this point Biden is a puppet. I mean, he's probably being dictated to what he's going to say and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, hey, look at mental illness is a horrible, horrible thing. Okay. I mean, I don't wish that on anybody.
Correct.
But I mean, you know, my mom had it, and by God, it was a long 12 years.
Yeah. My mother-in-law had that too. It was sad. It was sad.
I mean, it's unfortunate.
Well, I don't know. I'm not talking mental illness. I'm talking Alzheimer's.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking to.
Yeah.
Mike, is Alzheimer's. Yeah.
It's unfortunate that our allies don't think much of us anymore.
We don't have allies.
Because
we only have allies when we're there helping them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
we are hated throughout the world.
Oh, I know. And him talking.
And with good reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. And some comedy made that we're going to be totally electric by 2025. He's out of his.
That's horseshit.
Yeah.
He's out of his freaking mind. Yeah.
Well, okay. Ooh, we got the natives restless now there, Jim.
Okay, good.
Laura says, I wasn't a fan of Trump, but the state of the U.S. is much worse now than it was almost 2 years ago. Yeah. The Baxter. Jesse across the street from O&E Customs, Main Street. Excuse me. Check that. East Main Street, Jewett City. Says, I don't think that anybody liked Biden. We just really hated Trump. LMAO.
LMAO.
Laughing my ass off. Laura says, Victoria, hey, you can say the same thing about those who voted for Trump. And there's Dave. Hey, Dave. We're going to start seeing people selling Similac and Enfamil on the corner off the back of a truck.
Yeah.
As silly as that sounds,
it's going to be more than that.
I know, but it's like truth.
Yeah. You're going to be able to go buy your local canned goods off the street corner, come through the black market.
Plant your garden now, folks. Plant it.
Quadruple the size of your garden, Mike. You still got time.
I know. Victoria says, I believe Trump needed some duct tape at times. A bit crass, but he was right. He said things people thought were crazy, but now they are our reality.
And I agree with what she just said. I mean, he needed to shut his mouth.
Yeah, he just opened his mouth
many times.
Yeah.
You know. But the other thing that Trump did that I think hurt him really badly was he surrounded himself with people that were an obstructionist to everything he wanted to do, except for General Flynn. And look what happened to Flynn.
Yeah.
I mean, Trump is not a nice guy.
I don't think anybody claimed to think he was.
No. But I mean, for me personally, gasoline at $2.19 a gallon was a hell of a lot better than at $4.54.
Yeah.
Diesel fuel,
$6.
Yeah, over $6. I've seen diesel fuel at $6.50.
Yeah.
I mean, that doubles your transportation cost of bringing food from the West Coast.
They are now going ahead trying to figure out how they can program the pumps for $10 a gallon.
I heard that yesterday. Yeah. So they're anticipating $10 a gallon.
California's not that far off. California is what, $6, $7, almost $7.
Well, think about heating your home come this winter.
I don't want to think about it.
Okay.
I'm just going to start a fire in my living room.
Yeah. Yeah, you kind of wonder, and you're saying to yourself, how are people going to be able to afford it to heat during the wintertime?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And buy food.
and buy food.
But damn it, there better be a flat budget when I go to vote at referendum.
I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean,
I think we're taking $600,000 out of surplus this year to keep the mill rate down.
Which
you can only do that.
Can't do that every year.
No, you can only do that for a short time.
Yeah. Well, when does the because they just did a revaluation, did things change? Did the mill rate drop as a result of the revaluation, or
I haven't stayed on top of it the last few weeks,
Kinda
but
curious.
they were talking about a mill rate for the town, not the borough, because you got to add almost 4 points on for the borough, of about 25 and a half mils, as opposed to what was current, I think was around 20.
You're talking about that, but let's talk about the real thing. How about the prime rate?
Yeah.
That'll affect people a hell of a lot more, especially people on variables. Boy, they are screwed.
Yeah, you're not getting a variable, are you?
No.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, some people have been working to try and pay their mortgages off with very low rates. And I'm saying, if you got better things to do with your money, don't pay your mortgage off, because you're going to pay it off later on with more and more worthless dollars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting fall and winter if things don't change. That's for sure.
Yep.
But I still say that come midterm, something's going to change, because they're going to do something to either fix the oil prices, do some things, because the elections are coming. Because if they don't,
You're talking about the present administration.
Yeah, they're going to do something, because we all know what's coming in November.
Yeah, I would expect it's going to be a slaughter like it was a number of years ago.
If it doesn't change anything, if nothing changes.
But the real question, Paul, is the voting system as corrupt as we're led to believe at this point? If it is, then I'm not sure that it matters whether you vote or not.
Yeah, that's true.
Laura says, and Laura, I agree with you 100%. I really do. Does anyone have anything good, any good news to talk about? I need a pick-me-up after all this.
See, that's what happens. That's what happens. We get talking about what's happening in the world today, and it brings us down, because there's nothing happy to talk about.
How about last weekend being a lot of prom weekend for a lot of people? Yeah. Griswold had their prom.
Yeah.
It was a very nice prom.
Yeah.
I didn't go to it, but I saw lots of pictures. Yeah. And a lot of the kids were dressed up nice. We were at Mohegan Park taking pictures.
Yeah.
Melissa's son Cameron went to his senior prom.
Mm-hmm.
And it was they seemed to have a really, really good time. Usually, here's one thing. I usually hear people go, "How's the prom?" "Well, it sucked."
Yeah.
I didn't hear that. I heard they had a pretty good time. It was up at the Overlook.
Mm-hmm.
And so.
Well, I agree with Laura in her comment about let's have something good to say. But I'm gonna ask Laura. I mean, there are good things going on small scales, like you just mentioned, the prom and things like that. But I'm asking Laura, I'm serious about it. What good can we talk about at this moment that affects much of the nation? You can find always good spots here, there, and everywhere. I mean, the things we're talking about, the bad shit it's not just a few people; it's the nation.
Yeah. This is why I loved the 80s so much, in that decade, because it was really just it just flowed.
See, I love the 50s.
Did you?
And I have these discussions with my grandson all the time.
Cookie, lend me your comb.
I say the 50s was the best part of our nation's history for the majority of people, and he disputes that with me, and that's fine, because we have really great discussions.
So now, I loved the 80s, of course. That's when I grew up. But my question is was it just because I was so naive and I didn't really pay attention to what the hell is going on? It's really the kind of same kind of shit that's going on today.
You know, Mike, I think you're right, because when my impression of the 50s when I was living it was nothing. Okay.
Yeah.
But when I'm looking at what I see today and what I experienced in the 50s, it's a world of difference. I mean, you know, as a parent, you never had to worry about your children going out and coming home for supper and going out after supper just as long as you were home at dark. I mean, how many parents don't allow that anymore?
For safety reasons, and rightfully so.
Yeah.
We used to go when get this.
And
this
here we are on the negative again.
here's the God's honest truth. When I was, and I don't really remember this all that much, but I do remember parts of it. When I was 4 years old, I was allowed to go outside by myself, go in the backyard, go through the bushes where there was a little creek. And I used to get in the water with a cup looking for pollywogs.
And your parents knew this?
Yeah. And but you know what? When you fall out of when you fall out of a tree house in front of your parents, going to the back, and getting knocked all the hell, and you're out for 20 minutes and they think you're dead, going in the backyard looking for pollywogs is pretty innocent.
Well, this explains what we have.
Well, we know he's funny. That explains it. He fell on his head.
And the other thing he frequently did as a teenager, he used to whack his head when he was getting in the car.
I got my thumb caught one time in the door. They had to drill it.
You had to drill the door?
No, they did drill my thumb because it hurt so bad because the pressure of the blood underneath.
Yeah.
And when they did it, it was like a geyser.
That was after you got your thumb out of the door.
Oh yeah.
I've had to drill a nail to release the pressure.
Yeah, that hurts like hell.
Yeah, especially when I went through the nail and deep into the flesh.
Uh-huh. Why is it when I want to go to my website, it takes forever when I need it to? Jesus.
Did Laura come back with any answer?
Huh?
Did Laura come back with any answer?
No.
Okay.
Well, this weekend.
Well, court says Memorial Day is next week.
That's right.
Let's go out and honor our veterans who have gone home. Go to the ceremonies, parades, and ceremonies.
Okay, that's right.
Thank a veteran. Matter of fact, there will be a Memorial Day parade, as there always is here in the borough of Jewett City.
Oh, okay.
And a small ceremony. I get to run sound for it, so it'll be nice.
Mm-hmm.
And I thank the borough for including me, in that. I do want to go ahead and there's something that I want to. Here it is. Okay. So here's something that I came up with in conjunction with the youth center.
Yeah.
And I don't know if anybody has seen this or not, but if you haven't, okay, I'm going to show you. But if you have, share this with somebody that you know. So here it is. So you take a look right there. Well, let me go this and make it full screen. There we go. This right here is the Ryan Aubin Fan Club T-shirt and certificate. The picture is actually a hand drawing from a child of Ryan Aubin right on the shirt.
Oh.
And it says Ryan Aubin Fan Club. And there's a certificate that it comes with, the whole thing. And it says Ryan Aubin Fan Club, official lifetime member, Ryan Aubin founding member, and Emma Jackson, president of the Ryan Aubin. Nobody knows who Emma Jackson is.
Oh. Does it come with mouse ears?
Oh, come on, dude. If you're going to make a joke, make it funny. Come on. What was funny about that? What do mouse ears correlate to?
I figured maybe it'd be like the Mickey Mouse Club.
On what? What? Mickey Mouse Club for what?
Right? Oh, I don't know.
Oh, because it's a club. Oh, I get it now.
Hey,
Knock yourself out.
I can't blame the stale air in here because he's got the windows open.
So anyway, here's the deal with the shirt is that part of the proceeds go to the Grizzled Youth Center. And you can get that on snsnonline.com/store.
Gotcha.
I think it's cool. It's a cool shirt. We've already sold a couple.
Mm-hmm.
They just put it up a couple days ago. But if you know Ryan Aubin,
yeah,
he's like like a cult hero here in the town with all of the events that he puts up and everything he does for kids and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So why not become a member of the Ryan Aubin fan club?
Oh, there you go.
And get the shirt.
He certainly puts a lot of effort into what he's doing.
Did you know even if you bought 5 of these shirts, you could pay over time over 4 months? I swear to you, I kid you not. You can actually do that. So anyway, the Ryan Aubin fan club T-shirt. Like I said, the picture was actually drawn by a child.
Oh,
in the image of Ryan Aubin.
Does it come with a picture and an autograph?
It comes with I told you, it comes with the certificate, the club certificate.
Oh, okay.
You become a here's the certificate once again.
It's patented and copyrighted.
Oh,
Sure.
Cool.
In the description, it says everyone loves Ryan, so now he has his own fan club. Your purchase comes with the official Ryan Aubin Club T-shirt and a certificate of club membership. Best part is the portion of sales will be benefiting the Grizzled Youth Center. He's Ryan Aubin, and he approves of this message.
Sounds like a politician.
So, please support that.
That's cool.
Here we go.
That's something good to talk about.
Well, yeah.
That's a happy thing.
But you know what? Let's see. So we'll go back to Memorial Day.
Yeah. Come on, weekend.
Victoria says, my middle son used to love catching pollywogs. One year, he captured a bunch and put them in a tank in his room, which he hid under his bed. He landed up with little frogs making a racket at night. Ribbit. Bud. Why? Remember the Budweiser frogs?
Yeah.
So, again, today we have gone to the rabbit hole. We have dived headfirst down into the rabbit hole, and we hit the pond way down there, and now we came back up again.
Yep. Our heads above water.
Baby formula.
Yep.
Monkey pox. Trump versus Biden. Paul Lash dumb jokes. We have covered it all today.
What can I tell you? And baby formula.
And baby formula. That's, to me, very, very serious. The most serious of all, because...
And lack of.
Yeah. Because... I don't know. For personal reasons. But anyway. I think we ought to end it on that. On such a happy show.
Jesus. We got to find some happy topics.
Oh, you know what? Well, why don't you, Paul?
It's hard to find a happy topic.
Okay. You have 2 days. 2 days to come up with 3 happy topics for your appearance here on Wednesday. Look at that. He's like, oh man.
I'm trying to find something to be happy about. Well, maybe the sun will be shining that day. That'll be something to be happy
Yeah,
about.
but you should have done your research well before then.
I mean, today's a gorgeous day out there.
It is nice.
The temperatures are reasonable.
Yeah.
The wind is less than hurricane.
Court already fed you a topic of Memorial Day
Well, yeah.
and what's going to happen, and maybe some events that are going to happen on Memorial Day this weekend. So let's see, Paul. I'm going to put you to the test. 3 happy topics.
We'll think about it.
Come on for Wednesday for more deafening, discreetly depressive radio.
Oh, God.
Well, you could come in with Ukraine.
No, we don't.
That's wonderful.
We don't want to talk about
Afghanistan.
that. We don't want to talk about that.
Syria.
Another one.
We're talking about
Iraq.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's 4 right off the top.
Well, those are real happy.
Yeah, those are bumping.
Yeah.
All right, Paul. Thank you very much, Jim. Thanks for coming on by today. Rich Wasilek will be in tomorrow morning right here on SNSN. Go over to snsnonline.com and pick up one of those Ryan Aubin shirts. Like I said, part of the proceeds do go towards the youth center here in Griswold. We appreciate it. Have a good day, everyone. See you tomorrow. The issue of guns and gun ownership has been a white-hot topic locally in the recent past. Is gun ownership for everyone? Maybe. However, if you want to investigate gun ownership, do it the right way by visiting Swamp Yankee Arms on North Main Street, Jewett City. They can assist with consultation and, of course, proper training in regards to gun ownership and use. Swamp Yankee Arms is a community partner. Swamp Yankee Arms. Find them on Facebook. Proud sponsor of Griswold Baseball.